What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory podcast right here, courtesy of MyFandom. Dave Sturchio, Tommy Dee, and running from the grind, Chris Payne is also not with us.
He
here
had
today.
way too many dickeritas this week at Tiki Bar.
I gotta tell you, he's a fun drunk. He's a positive drunk.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God, man. There's a lot of discussion about the show. Obviously, we went down to Tiki Bar, so thank you to the staff and everybody down there. It took good care of us. Called us the wrestling guys. You know what I mean? We felt like royalty walking through that place for the one day. But yeah, no, like once Payne gets the Super Bird tequila flowing, which yes, we did do Super Bird tequila. Once that's flowing, he's feeling good. He's talking about all the possibilities and this, that, and the third. And it was a really cool look to the place when we know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
In now 19 days away from the war on the shore. I'm getting a lot leaner because of the amount of vomit that has been coming out of my face. Look, I'm just nervous just because it's the biggest thing that I've ever done. Definitely you've ever done.
Yeah.
Payne, I would assume as well, you know, so it's you know, it's getting there. Listen, there's no problems right now. None of the talent is pulled off. None of that. We're all good. Mike Chioda started following us on Twitter, so that's cool. He started retweeting, said he can't wait to be the Jersey Shore.
Mandy did too.
Janela's been down there every Monday of the summer so far, so he's down there spreading the good word. So there's just a lot of cool buzz that's happening right now. So there's nothing really to actually be panicking about, other than the weather.
And how,
again, and I keep saying that, but whatever.
How apropos is it that the Dusty Tribute won the tickets?
So congratulations to Dusty Tribute, baby, as he wins the 2 free tickets to the War on the Shore, courtesy of our little wheel contest that we put out there. It was live. We
There was
went
a
live.
lot of names on that wheel.
There was not really. It was only like 30, I guess. So it wasn't. I feel like that's a lot, but like
a lot of names.
Yeah, I mean, but the objective was to have them tag people and then them join and tag people. But there wasn't a lot of like chain reaction. There was like people were getting tagged and they were like, all right, that's it. You know, so I can only enter those who tagged other people. I wasn't going to enter the tagged because if they didn't follow us, then what the fuck is the point, you know?
Because that's how you get the followers. You're starting to sound like Tony Khan here.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know.
You can't just book for the niche audience. You got to book for everybody.
Oh, they do. They book for everybody, and it's
every sicko, according to him.
Yeah, well, it's to the point where, I mean, I know it's in the rundown.
We'll get to that.
I mean, I know it's in the rundown, but I'm just like, Forbidden Door is this weekend, and all the matches that are on it. I'm just like, I don't know.
Let's keep it on the positive note.
I'm positive because
here's what I'm positive about. What I was talking about with Dusty. At that time, Dusty Rhodes was contracted under WCW for the very first Bash of the Beach.
Oh,
this is an homage to that.
You think he's going to wear the suit?
He's going to, but I really hope it's not like 100 degrees.
From what I'm gathering, we're looking at like mid 80s, and at night you're looking at like 70 degrees. So it's not that bad. I mean, with the
wonder which Dusty we get though. Do we get?
We better get WCW.
Yeah, but do we get Polka Dot Dusty? Do we get Cowboy
Polka Dot Dusty didn't exist, right, in WCW?
No.
So then he can't be Polka Dot Dusty. He needs to be WCW Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So Dream, if you're watching, that's what you got to do. Anyway, listen, we're being brought to you and powered by our friends at Absolute Eyewear. Want to give them a shout. As always, they continue to support the show. Go check them out. They're right in Woodbridge, New Jersey, the only eyeglass place in New Jersey, not in New Jersey, but in Woodbridge, New Jersey. They actually, some schmuck decided to open up a shop down the street, literally on Main Street. I'm like, you bitches, like, get out of here. Go to Absolute Eyewear. They'll hook you up. $100 off frames and lenses if you say the word Fight Factory or the phrase Fight Factory. And then, of course, we have Santiago Sports down the street here on 34 in Mattawan. Those guys are pumped as well. I think they're coming with like a crew of 6 to man the table and sit VIP and they're going to rock this place, and I love it. And they're going to bring all the coolest shit you could possibly buy down there. And I also want to make mention, and I want to give a shout out to our friends over at PNC who helped us come up with some kind of way to take credit card payments. So don't worry about it. If you're strapped for cash and you want to slap something on a credit card, we're all set for you. And of course, we mentioned them before, our friends over at Super Bird Tequila, a delicious tequila drink. Again, Payne was a positive drinker. Diane was there, our sales girl.
Awesome.
She met up. She also had Super Bird tequila, and she tried to have a margarita, and it was pink. So hold your ear, Shay. Payne was calling it pussy juice. That's what he was calling it. So that's where he was going with it, and he was calling it loud and all night, and people were starting to turn their heads.
She was drinking the pussy juice, and he was drinking the dick flavored margarita. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's.
What'd you think of that part of the show that one night there, that one day, Shay, when he asked what Payne's favorite flavor was, and I just shouted "dick."
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was one of the legendary top 10 drops of all time.
So not only does she not watch AEW anymore, she doesn't watch us if she's not editing the show.
She doesn't edit the show anyway. She produces, make sure everything's.
I watched every week when I was at school.
What a fan.
Every single Thursday.
And she takes care of the TikTok, which that's growing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See? And you're getting on her. You don't even know of our TikTok account, you piece of shit.
I got to pick on somebody. I can't pick on the boss. Payne's not here.
Anyway, RMJ, Environomics, who are now on the poster and down there on the 5x7 cards that we decide to print out, or Diane decided to print out and distribute. Gino Gotts was there with us.
Yeah.
Can't
believe they didn't card him.
Fight Factory consigliere. It was so funny. We went into I went into the bathroom first when I got there. I was like, I got to piss. I'll meet you in a minute. I go into the bathroom. I don't see any signage for us. And I was like, damn. I was like, maybe they're waiting for the week of or the week before or whatever.
I know it was there.
But here's
told.
My paisan, Gino Gotts, takes the 5x7s and proceeds to go into the bathroom and put them in each one of the holders. And he basically did it himself. So I'm sure we'll lose the venue over that, but whatever. Terrible situation down there, by the way, at the end of the night. I went in there, cops, bunch of cops. This kid was just like, fucked up. And it's a Tuesday. And by the way, shout out to 90s Night, who we will try our very damnedest to collaborate with on that night. They're going to be there. Huh?
Collab.
Yeah, they're going to be there, and they played Sexy Boy for us as we were leaving, which was awesome. Which obviously is Shawn Michaels' theme song. It sounded more like the Sherry version because there was a really high-pitched, chorus. But yeah, great band. They want to get involved. They want to somehow smash somebody with a guitar of some variation. We're going to figure it out.
I mean, Payne's got a big enough head for it. It would work.
It would work. So we are talking about RMJ Environomics. I know you're going through a little bit of a tough time right now with some power grid lines down there, but tell the world what RMJ does for the world.
They don't have anything to do with power grids or anything like that. They test soil. If you're having an oil tank removed, if you're selling your house, things like that. So they test your soil. Maybe they'll put in a tank for you. Everything that you need to keep your house safe. Anything that
you could put 6 packs of soda in there. Anything you want to keep cool. Mutts and Pups, huh? My boy Serge. Go check them out. It's summertime, so you're going to want to get out of the house a little bit more. And sometimes that's nearly damn impossible because you got a mutt at home that needs your constant attention. Well, that's why my boy Serge is going to hook you up with intro rates and all sorts of fun shit. He's a dog walker. He's a dog sitter. He's a dog whisperer, apparently. And no unusual breeding, just doggy style. And then, of course, Luchador's Restaurant. And she didn't even crack a smile on it.
Say it every week.
I mean, it's still
She still hasn't seen the movie that it's from. That's the problem.
So
I haven't.
that's bullshit. Luchador's Restaurant as well. We want to thank them for coming on board as a sponsor for supplying Payne with his pollo every third day of the week or some shit like that. So thank you to all the sponsors that are involved. Now, there's a lot to get into with the WWE because a lot of shit's going down. We will also let you guys know that tomorrow night on SmackDown, it's going to be me, Tommy, Payne, Payne's son, Payne's brother. Bunch of us are going to SmackDown in a nice little suite. So that will be very sweet. Some would call it too sweet.
Have we figured out how we're traveling there?
I think I'm going to drive everybody. I just have to get the car seats out of the car. If Payne doesn't want to take the train and he's nervous about his son taking the train, then we'll drive. And if you can't drive because you don't have a fucking car out of nowhere, again, the Wagoneer's he's with everybody else.
Now that we have power, Tara will be back in Philly, and she's bringing Spanky with her.
I thought you said there's no power still.
There's no power today, but there's probably going to be tomorrow. She's still got to get her there.
You would hope so.
Listen.
So Little Miss Sunshine, good luck down in Philadelphia. But yeah, so SmackDown tomorrow. little slight sliver of a rumor that The Rock might come down for the.
I think you would jump through the fucking
I
window.
would lose my goddamn mind.
You would jump through the window.
Probably. There's no window. Probably like there's a window, but then you could sit.
Oh,
It's one of those, like a suite and then a
full
sit.
disclosure, the only suite I've ever sat in was at Rutgers Stadium, and it was for a Central Florida University game, and I was brought there by people from Buffalo Wild Wings. So in a real stadium, I've never seen what the suite looks like. So
It's pretty sweet. No pun. But yeah, so we're going to be there in SmackDown. Speaking of SmackDown, we usually don't cover it, but you have to today. Our boy, our friend of the program, Mr. Jacob Fatu, made his debut on Friday. And I
must
really...
have smiled the whole rest of the night. Like, it did not leave my face the whole night. Just kept watching it.
I've watched that dozens of times. I will say that, one, nobody had an idea. Nobody had a fucking clue that this guy was making his debut.
Wednesday. And I'm like, dude, when I know you talked to him. When is he debuting? I said, this is crazy now. He's like, well, it's looking like, maybe Survivor Series. I'm like, oh my God, that's so far away. What the hell? So when it happened, I texted him. I said, you son of a bitch.
He didn't know.
I was like, you fucking
He didn't know. No, he didn't know. And nobody really knew. But I tell you, the minute I did know was when, obviously the Tongans are out there doing their thing and everybody, Orton and fucking Kevin Owens and Cody. As soon as Solo smiled, I said, there's something else going on. Something's happening, right? And then you turn around and then just super kick after super kick.
Talk about a debut, though.
Oh, dude, it was electric. And the problem is, and this does fall under the most of the time it happens over at AEW, is like when somebody debuts, maybe not a lot of people know him. I felt like everybody knew who Jacob Fatu was when he. Well, because he looks like the rest of them. Like he's got that bloodline.
Been rumored on his signing. Everybody knew about. It was on Twitter. Everybody's been sharing videos on him. What people don't understand is they are getting contra unit Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu as a face is great. He's funny because he's terrific on the mic. But as a heel, he is fucking sadistic.
WWE has trademarked or filed for the trademark Samoan werewolf. Yeah. So that's going to be a thing. Do you think he talks?
It would be a very big mistake for him not to. The one thing that they're going to have to curb is because when he gets going,
he curses.
Yeah. My first...
Just get on Netflix already.
My first interaction with him... the very first time I got sent to MLW from Roberto, my first time I've ever covered a wrestling event before. So it's almost similar to covering MMA, except like when they're like, yeah, you can go in the locker room, whatever. When it comes to MMA, I stay away from from them in their locker room because they're fucking pissed off. They're ready to kill people.
Yeah, you don't
bother them.
Get in their zen.
Wrestling's a little bit of a different story. So he was in the back cutting a promo for one of the future episodes. And I didn't know he was cutting a promo. I thought there was a fucking fight going on back there. So all I hear is, I'm going to get that motherfucker. And he fucking threw the carriage that they use for the casket matches. And it fucking cracked me.
You got hit with a casket?
In the fucking back.
Jesus Christ.
In front of the Blue Meanie and Conan. And Conan just looks at me. Welcome to the business, dog, and then just keeps walking.
Conan was my boss twice.
Dude, it was hysterical, but his intensity when he cuts a promo is unbelievable. If they can curtail the cursing, he's amazing.
Well, maybe he's just the killer, and they just don't do it.
It's like I said this to you and Payne. He is everything that Solo is supposed to be.
You guys are knocking Solo too much. I feel like that Solo is being delivered as the now silent assassin.
But he's not
type.
Silent assassin.
He talks, but like
but when he talks, it doesn't resonate.
It doesn't. You know what it is? I don't think the word. I don't think he's delivering. His context is good. I just don't. It sounds stupid, but like, would it make more sense if he had a deeper voice? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a little bit of an extra
it looks like he's
maturity thing.
It doesn't look like it's him.
Yeah, all right. I kind of get what you're saying.
It doesn't feel like it's him, but with Jacob, when he gets going, you're fucking scared. And there's
So-
that. You ever see that video of him clotheslining the fucking fan?
No.
Guy came, crossed the barricade, like walked at him, and he leveled that son of a bitch.
Listen, Jacob Fatu is surreal. His entrance, his whole presence was great. The fucking splashes. Imagine, like, you think about it like this, because we all, well, at least I know that when you jump off that the fucking post from the top to the table, there is no like, hey, how can I break my fall? It's like, hey, here come my ribs. Let's hope they don't break. Like, I honestly thought that could have been very bad.
Cody on a live event the next day had said he cracked 2 of his ribs.
Right. So, like, that's very, I don't want to call it dangerous because it's wrestling and you're supposed to have a real feel. But, like, you cannot fake that. You know what I mean? Like, that is 300 pounds
And that's
coming down on you.
First of all, he cut down. He looks
I was going to say,
amazing.
he looks fantastic.
But he was doing things like that when he was bigger, and you haven't seen anything yet.
That fucking springboard double thing, backflip guy.
The moonsault?
Yeah, dude.
When you see
He's
that,
so good.
When you see that in person, it's like when Braun Breaker does the Frankensteiner without his hands, even though he's kind of. We'll talk about that. It's kind of messing that up a little bit. Which, I mean, how do you make that perfect without hands? But
Right.
you're all in for a very, very big treat when it comes to him. And I'm not saying that just because we know him personally. From a work rate standpoint, he's going to outshine a lot of them. And that's even, I hate to say it, Jimmy and Jay. He's going to outshine them.
We'll see how it goes, because now I'm in my mind, I do know there's other members that are on the cusp or already going to be there. Like, there are other people out there, and everybody knows the deal. You know, like, Zilla is like just a matter of time.
The hate that man is getting.
Why?
On Twitter.
For what? Who hates Zilla? That dude is a fucking ox too. He's a killer.
He's only had 12 matches. He doesn't know how to wrestle yet.
And you know what? I think it was Lauderdale. Brett Lauderdale was the one who said, and he's only had 12 matches.
Yeah.
Meaning, this dude is getting it so much faster than the rest of the world.
He's being taught by Booker T.
Right. He's under the good tutelage. And
Just because of the last
tutelage.
name.
Did I say tutelage? I don't know what I said there.
I know what you meant.
Thanks.
Just because he has the last name doesn't mean he's automatically going to get a spot there, because there's plenty of them that
There's 75
do not work
left.
there.
There's a lot of them
plenty
out
of them
there.
that don't work there, and that's no knock on them, because they're doing great on the independent scene, which some of these guys are making more money. Awesome. He's a name, and if you're trying to say that he doesn't have the work rate yet, you can hide him for right now.
Of course you
in
can.
a group.
You could do it a million times. Listen, the Bloodline storyline just got taken to the next level, as last week or 2 weeks ago you were saying it was getting stale.
It was.
Now it's back. It's reinvigorated, and I think there's a fire lit under it. And tomorrow night, or if you're watching this on Friday tonight, or if you're watching on Saturday, you missed
but
it.
there's a 6-man at fucking Money in the Bank.
6-man, but there's 4 of them. So it's like, which 3 are going to go against Orton, Cody, and Kevin Owens?
They're putting. It's probably. I think it's going to be Jacob and the twins, the Tongans.
That would make more sense. Save Solo for something else. There's like, I don't know. I read one thing where, you know what? It's not reading reports. It's reading people's opinions of what or how they would book the rest of this out. They're saying, what if Jacob Fatu was sent to the Bloodline by Roman Reigns to protect Paul Heyman?
I saw that, and I
I'm like,
that.
oh, I kind of dig that, because then that would make Fatu a face.
And how great, and it can't be said enough, how great of an on-screen character is Paul Heyman.
There's nobody that touches him.
Cody, please leave and take me with you.
No, he said that to CM Punk.
That's it.
But Punk was like,
Punk.
Punk was like, what are you trying to say? He's like, take me with you. Like, it was just like a dude. And you know, you got it when you can fucking cry on demand. That dude wells up, and it's just like, holy shit, he's so goddamn good.
You can't cry on demand.
Should put him in the Hall of Fame.
You can't cry on demand, but you can certainly fucking flip a switch and turn into a goddamn psycho like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's what I got therapy for.
I've watched you go from calm, cool, collective to
Here we
joking
go.
to.
toot, toot. Chicka. Hey, he ain't there. He ain't happy.
Well, speaking of the bloodline, did something happen this week with Roman Reigns' dad?
So,
yes.
Thank you, Shay. Obviously,
Thank you.
We did put out tweets and Instagrams and stuff like that to send our condolences to the Anawali family because they lost one of their leaders, man. And I can't say enough about Sika. Obviously, like the last thing you envision of him on a WWE platform was when he basically anointed Roman the head of the table. Like he was basically saying, you're the guy now, lead the bloodline, go do your thing. And again, that family, like Chernoff is close with the family. Like I've gotten to know a couple of them. The family just runs deep and it always starts at the top. So our thoughts and our prayers to the entire family for the loss of one of the Wild Samoans who were probably the scariest motherfuckers you've ever seen in your life.
My dad loved them. He's like, they're fucking nuts. I love it.
I mean, they're just so... They scared the shit out of a lot of people.
Tonight, go on Tubi TV.
I don't have Tubi.
It's free, bruh. Download.
Listen to him. It's free, bro.
Download, or not download, but stream Body Slam. Roddy Piper.
Is Sylvester Stallone in that?
No.
Is Sylvester Stallone in any...
There
wrestling
is
movie?
a wrestling movie.
My father brought that up the other day.
There is a wrestling movie.
Because he said the last seed it was in pouring rain.
And what's his name? What's his name? Is it $1 Million Man was one of the wrestlers in the movie. But watch Body Slam. Roddy Piper. Tonga Kid, which is Jacob Fatu's father. Sam Fatu.
I met Sammy.
The Wild Samoans are in it. They play bodyguards to a Korean loan shark. And they just terrorize this guy. It's terrific. Captain Lou's in it.
Captain Lou's in everything.
Ric Flair's in it.
Is it Flair? Is
Flair.
Horrific actor
it's
portrayal
Flair,
that they did in
classy
Iron Claw.
Freddie Blassie.
So basically the WWE roster. Okay, cool. So Jacob Fatu, his debut again. Shout out to the entire family for their loss.
How giving to Randy? You know how giving is that? Randy's like, yeah, just put me through the fucking barricade after I just came back from back surgery.
You know what's funny?
Kevin Owens.
I watched that. And I gotta say, I can't imagine Randy being too happy with that after it was over because it looked rough. You know, I was like, oh.
So
like,
what do we get? Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker?
just as our 45th president would say, I'm gonna come. it's like you got that. If you got that match,
you like that video I sent you, right?
Which one?
Where
yes.
Hot I'm gonna come.
So wait, what's the time for it? What's the timestamp now? Because we went how long?
23 minutes.
We went 23 minutes
good.
without mentioning that broad, the Hawk Tua girl, and congratulations for her new
the Iron
contract.
Sheik is alive and well. He's been reincarnated into a blonde.
You know how many times the spit, like a spit scene would happen, and it's her now, like. When Vince got spit on by Brett, when Sean, or when Brett spit on Sean,
Yep.
And all the spit scenes you've ever seen.
And I sent you a meme with your favorite airline chick, where the caption on the bottom
That
of the
motherfucker right
that
there.
motherfucker give him the hawk to her.
Little combo action. All right, so let's get to Raw real quick. Obviously, that opens with. We didn't really talk about this because, again, it happened on SmackDown, but Drew, as expected, showed up in Chicago, beat the piss out of Punk, put him on the shelf again, who knows how long.
Please don't overdo the blood. Don't AEW it. Keep it
I don't
special.
think they're AEWing it at all. I think their blood is perfectly
but
done
I mean,
right
the past couple weeks they've been doing it. Like, don't
I think
overdo it.
listen, Triple H was on McAfee, and he said, come Netflix, we're going uncensored, we're going edgier.
It's gonna be interesting.
Thank you, God, because now we're gonna get that Attitude Era. We're gonna get where Triple H was born in the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of things that you can't recreate. And
of course there's not. Of course there's not. But I guarantee you that that Raw, like I heard that might move back to 2 hours. If it does, I would do 9 to 11. That's what I would do.
I would do it the way they did it before, from 9 to 10. Kind of edgy, not
and
really.
Then,
Yeah,
welcome to the war zone, right?
Yeah.
And Raw is war, and then the war zone. War zone is when you got Val Venus getting his dick chopped off and shit. Like that was. And Shay's like, what?
Interesting.
You never saw that?
You know the choppy you
Chop
pee-pee?
chop your pee. No.
Nope.
Whoo, baby. Look that up. You don't actually see anything, but it basically ended like The Sopranos. They're like, "Yassa!" And then all of a sudden the fucking screen goes black. So now for a week you had to sit there and like, Val Venus get his dick chopped off, right? Like, we're all just kind of like, did
What's
that
his
happen?
gimmick gonna be now?
Yeah, right. Like, hello, I'm a lady. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, it's 2024.
Well, speaking of Pat McAfee, why wasn't he on Raw?
He had a family emergency. His father-in-law passed away.
Oh, okay.
Very sad story.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, how do you not have McAfee in Indy? That's his home state, hometown, home stadium, all
Well, I'm
that
sure
shit.
he'll be there for Royal Rumble.
Dude, yeah, it's in the notes. I can't believe they're going this route. I mean, if I'm a fan that likes to frequently attend shows, I'd be a little pissed about this. You know, so in 2025, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam all held in Indy? Is that going to happen all in
It
one?
doesn't say if it's 2025. It just said like some future WrestleMania and some future SummerSlam. They didn't say.
Oh, so it's not like in a row.
I thought
That's
they were
what
trying.
I
I
thought
thought they were
too,
trying for.
Because that's the case. That
I thought they were
sucks.
trying for Vegas for WrestleMania.
They are
yeah,
going to
Vegas.
Vegas.
Isn't, yeah, Vegas.
Vegas is next
WrestleMania.
year. So like maybe they're announcing like, hey, you'll get the Rumble, you'll get this, you'll get that. We don't know when, but you'll get
No,
it.
but Rumble is definitely 2025.
Fine.
Yeah, that's
fine. I mean, I'm all in. But in any event, yeah, McAfee misses Raw. We'll kind of breeze through Raw stuff. We talked about Drew McIntyre unquitting and beating up Punk. And
See,
now,
I told you Drew Heel was going to stay hot.
and bro,
I told you he was going to stay hot.
bro,
I've been
taking the wrist thing off him and having his.
At least you could say I've been on that Drew
You have
train
been on the Drew train.
from jump.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be good.
Me personally, I'm like, I don't even like when he talks. It just annoys me. But now I'm all in. I'm all in
See, you
on Drew
flipped, you
McIntyre.
flipped on Drew, and I flipped on Gable.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of Gable, later on in the show, Gable was announced as alive, which is great, right?
Triple H had to go on Pat McAfee show to be like, he wasn't shot in the head. Like, we really.
But
have
that's
to do
the
that?
problem. Triple H is hilarious because then he says,
You know, it's because he heard
something happens.
because he heard Payne complaining about the
the guy in the red,
blast
that
radius.
Karen.
Yeah.
By the way, oh my God, he's gonna kill me for this. We're walking out of Tiki Bar, walking to my car. First of all, Point Pleasant, I was 8 seconds late, and you gave me a ticket.
Oh, no wonder why you said it was an expensive night.
No. The expensive night was because we drank too much. But like what I'm saying is, when we were getting to drank responsibly. When we got to the car, when we were getting to the car, there was people that were doing like mini golf, a bunch of teenagers, maybe even close to like 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
We're going out there, and Gino's like, hey, you guys going to the show? You're going to go to the 16th? They're doing wrestling. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah. So he's trying to promote the show.
Did anybody have tickets?
No. Just listen, hear me out, because this is really good. So we're talking briefly, because we're kind of breezing by these guys. So we're like, hey, yo, come to the show. We got a show coming up on the 16th, blah, blah, blah. And then the one kid was like, yeah, I saw the poster, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you look like a wrestler. And he's pointing at Payne. And I'm like, wow, they're going to stroke this kid's ego. He's going to be walking around like McGregor for the rest of the week. He goes, you look like Randy the Ram.
No. Oh, my God. No wonder why he's not here.
You look like the wrestler from The Wrestler. But he said, I fucking lost it. I'm like, oh,
He probably
man.
went home.
He was so mad.
He cocked back his service weapon.
So that happened, and then Gino, the drunk little shit, he goes, drive me to my car. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't even know where you're parked. He's like, around the block over there. You know, I was like, all right, but I was like, I got the car seats in the back, bro. Homeboy was sitting in my daughter's car seat.
Outstanding.
It was a sight to see. Anyway, sorry.
Can we get him to dress like Hornswoggle for the event?
He wants to get beat up so bad. Everybody wants to get beat up. The fuck is with these people? Him, the guy John who's flying. Everybody wants to get beat up at the show.
Well, here's my thing.
It's like David Arquette. Like, yeah, do me. It's like,
It's our show. I want to do something.
you ain't doing shit. You're gonna fucking cut a promo and that's it. Like, but I don't know. What's the appeal? You want to look like a little bitch? Go ahead. Go look like a little bitch. Get beat up. If
I want to
anything-
go through the commentators table at the end.
Yeah. Which, by the way, fell over, he said, at his party. And he
Oh,
says,
my
he goes, by
God.
the way, it's really durable. So I was like, great. So he's probably spray painting that bitch right now, as a matter of fact, putting Superbird tequila on it. But anyway, back to the show. What?
and in it.
Braun Breaker, Kaiser, great until it wasn't, and then it was kind of spoiled by Sheamus, who came out of nowhere. But
you know, Braun Breaker's winning that Intercontinental belt, right?
There's no way they gave it to him that early. I can't see it.
He is one of the.
And look, folks, just so you know, we're off next week because of the 4th of July, so we won't be able to make like official predictions. But do you really think Braun Breaker? Yeah,
100%. He is
rocket on him
right now.
You know, I get that part, but it's like,
and it's got to get.
You're going to give Braun Breaker the Intercontinental title before Chad Gable?
It's got to get off Sammy.
Fuck.
It's got to get off Sammy.
Yeah,
it's being wasted on him.
I don't want to call it a waste because it's like Sami Zayn's a great wrestler, but it's like
it's being wasted on him. It's becoming forgettable again. It wasn't forgettable under Gunther.
Gunther, who came out, by the way, during the opening promo, or one of the promos between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. That match got a little higher stakes now. All of a sudden, if Priest loses, he's got to leave the Judgment Day. If Rollins loses, he doesn't get another championship opportunity as long as Priest is champion. Out comes Gunther, just kind of looks both of them down, says, I don't give a fuck which one of you bitches win. I'm getting the belt at SummerSlam. So we're in for a very, very cool summer.
Yeah.
No pun. I mean, that's like an oxymoron, but a very hot summer, I guess you could say, with that storyline in itself. All of a sudden, that championship has become the premier champ. Well, not that's our belt.
That's us.
But the premier, like the higher ranked belt to me, I feel like it's got a better story. It's got better workers involved. Like
but you know what? They got to do that because they didn't want to have that secondary title feel to it constantly. So you got to make it. You got to put a really good story around it, and it's good. But listen, it's eventually going to flip the script once everything heats up with the old Bloodline. And
yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we'll see how that plays out. But got to touch on another amazing promo. Michael Cole gets a VHS tape. Supposed to be for McAfee.
Yeah, that was interesting,
dude.
First of all, I saw a VHS tape and I'm like, wow.
And not for nothing. Not for nothing. It says play me on it.
Yeah.
And like Michael Cole was like, oh, but he had to explain to the masses what this is.
Have you ever seen? Do you have VHS tapes in your house?
I don't think I have any, but I know what it is.
Well, that's good. But what I will say is this: I did not expect them to reveal him that quick. I did not expect that at all. When he was talking, when Howdy was talking, when I tell you that Bo Dallas or what's his real name? Rotunda, but what's his first name? Taylor Rotunda. When he starts talking, the very last person I thought to myself that he was talking to was him. I was like, there's no way they're going to take the mask off him already. But they are literally doing what they did with Bray. Bray was Bray and Bray was the Fiend.
Yeah.
So now it's Taylor and I can't imagine them calling him Bo Dallas. They have to call him Rotunda. They have to. So it's like Taylor Rotunda, Uncle Howdy. What we saw out of Nikki Cross or Sister Abigail, creepy. That's all hell. Like, I don't like those movies as is. Like anything that has to do with like a poltergeist,
the ring,
or like the fucking people that can walk upside down or on the roof or the ceiling. Miss me on all that shit. Not doing it. Especially when they like, dude. My daughter is a 5-year-old little blonde girl. When sometimes I'll be induced with a gummy trying to go to sleep, but all of a sudden if I see her silhouette in the hallway staring at me, I'm like, this is what horror movies are made of.
Yeah,
and I'm
try having, when Adriana was up for one of her roles, she was just being different characters. So I'm in the living room. I'm in the living room one night.
It's from Poltergeist, by the way.
And all I hear is la 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 la.
Yeah, nope. I'm out.
Behind me in the we had a sectional at the time. And I turn around and I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing, Father. And then she does that she drops on the floor and does the fucking spider walk.
See? Nope, dude, not doing it. Nope. And you know what? One time.
Kids Kids are scary.
There's one time. I'll tell you right now. There's one time. Like,
at band camp?
Yeah, basically. This is off the res. But like, Shay now knows. Shay's like involved with my family now. She's gonna be, watching my kids at times.
Auntie Shay.
Yeah, Aunt Shay. I want to maybe even make sure they call you Miss Shay.
Really?
Going forward, yeah, because I mean she's got to get used to that, right? Because of the
forgot
teachers.
My name, like 5 times. It's like, what's your name again?
Oh my God, that's amazing. But anyway, one time she gets in bed and she's laying there and she looks right at Steph. She goes, "Don't worry, mommy. I won't hurt you."
Dude,
when I tell you, I'm
they
like,
don't realize how creepy they are. Yeah, they don't realize.
No, and she's a little blonde girl, so she looks like she's like a cross between Carol Ann from Poltergeist and like Lily from 8 Mile. Like it's a big, like a mashup of that. And I'm like, dude, this is I don't like that.
Adriana had Tara buy the Wednesday dress.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Buy the Wednesday dress.
It's a wrestling show, folks. I'm just letting you.
She made.
We
Tara
have real lives.
Do her hair like Wednesday. We went out to dinner. She sat there the whole time, didn't speak. Just did the Wednesday mannerisms the entire time. Kids are fucking creepy.
Anyway, speaking of creepy, we talked about Chad Gable before. He's alive, which is great.
Isn't it great that you can close up a bullet hole with butterfly stitches?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what Triple H said on McAfee. He's like, after that, they went dark again, and then the "You Lied" thing popped up again on the show. And, you know, Triple H is like, "Everybody all right? Nobody's like in the corner shot or anything like that." Like, so he's making fun of it. So now that leads me to believe that if Triple H is now poking fun, maybe Triple H is also gets involved and assaulted or something like that. Like, because obviously all bets are fucking off with the Wyatts and the Wyatt Six and all this. All bets are off. But I will say about the promo itself, dude. They hit another home run. It was as real as it gets. The first question out of Uncle Howdy was, "How did you feel when your brother died?" It's like, oh my God, like, are you really going there? And if you really want to channel, and this is something that I've learned, I've taken a couple acting lessons, but I've learned this through time. That like all you have to do to really channel and like force cry or force get mad is think about somebody that you love dying, and you will fucking well up. And they're not even trying that. They're not even trying to say like, all right, think about Bray when you're doing this promo. It's like, no, homeboy, how do you feel that he died? And it's just
and part of me thinks this is coming from him. Like this is coming from
1001%.
Because this is something that Bray would do.
He's channeling real life, bringing it to the forefront, and he's crushing it. So obviously the rest of them saying like, you know, he said like, we made them remember. Like he's talking about the people that were forgotten, and he's not going to let you forget that Bray and him were about to take over the business, and obviously the unfortunate passing of Bray Wyatt. And so it's like when I was done, same thing, same reaction that I had when the Wyatt Six debuted. I'm sitting there like. Oh my God. And I'm a 38-year-old man, like, who is not supposed to react these ways when you're watching television.
The hard part with this is sustaining it, right? So it's
that's where
it's good for right now, but going forward, each of these characters, they're gonna have to mean something because
that's where, you know, Russo and all these guys are going off the handle saying like, bro, how stale, what next thing you know you're gonna have like fucking, you know, the pig guy and this guy in a tag team match against the New Day. And I'm like, all right, I see. The only thing I'll say, and I will not support those guys because I think they're all hackadoodle dudes, but what I will say that I support is not being on the phone during the recording of the show. That's what I don't support.
I have an emergency.
You gotta go? All right. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Tried now, I'm like thrown off for a second. But anyway, it's always something on this show. And now I'm thinking it's the Wyatt Six that are coming for Tommy. So that could be a thing. So where was I? Anyway, so the promo is as real as it gets. It's incredible. I lost my train of thought again.
I also lost.
Yeah, that was a very abrupt. I hope he's all right. But in any event, the promo was real. It was authentic. It was well done. How you roll with it after this, very, very curious to see where they go. I mean, Shay, can you see them like having an actual match as Uncle Howdy with the mask? And like, it just seems very complicated.
Yeah, not for a while at least. Like how when The Fiend debuted, it was like these crazy type of matches and
like the glow in the dark shit, like all this.
Yeah.
So
like it'd have to be something crazy like that. You can't just give him like a one-on-one match with
right. So it's I'm very curious. Listen, I think that the WWE creative writing team has been flawless lately. I think wrestling has been on an all-time level of cool, and I think that there's going to be no flaws in this one. They will not screw this up. They waited long enough to debut everything, and I think they have a plan like mapped out for months, and they'll be fine. We got more of the Dom and the Liv situation. So, not for nothing, but Vince McMahon has not been on television or mentioned in a long time. And why is that, Shay? Because he's under investigation of sending bad text messages and pictures and bad things to people, right? Now you turned it into a storyline between Liv and Dom sending text messages. I think it was a hilarious segment where they all saw a text and Carlito was like, "Oh, that's cool." You know what I mean? Like, that was hilarious. I thought it was funny, but I was just like, a little close to home, man. Like, that's you're walking a fine line. And again, I am for that. I think the world should have more comedy and more dark humor. I think all of that shit should still be a thing in all walks of life, not just wrestling, just stand-up comedy movies. You're not going to see another super bad movie anytime soon because of how fucking raunchy it was. But anyway,
but then did you see that Liv was in Finn's locker room, like when Priest walked in?
Something's going on, man. I think that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Obviously, there's a couple matches that happen in between. Gable does win his qualifying match. He's going to be in Money in the Bank. Let's see. Fire and Dawn take out Chance and Carter. Damage Control attacks both teams. Great. We talked about Seth Rollins already. That's good. I will say that I was very, very, very happy to see Karrion Kross get a solo win on Monday Night Raw. I still think this guy is an absolute stud, and I think he needs to be pushed to the moon, specifically with Scarlett and his entire group. I think that this could be a clash with the Wyatts. I don't know. There could be something down the line for these guys, but Cross needs to be pushed to the moon. I stand by that, and I firmly believe that. And the shock of the night, I guess, outside the promo work from everybody, is that we got new WWE Tag Team Champions on Raw. So JD McNugent and Finn Balor win the tag team titles. Where what this does to the Miz and R-Truth, no idea. I'm sure they'll get a rematch next week or something like that. But maybe it's time that this now spells dissension amongst the Judgment Day, that they're tag team champions now. What does a guy like Carlito provide? And is Damian Priest going to retain? If he retains, then you have 3 champions. What about the other guys? You know what I mean?
Because at one point, I think it was in his promo with Seth, Priest was like, "I'm the champion, so they need me." But now Balor and McDonough are both champions too.
Exactly. So Priest's promo was very good, but then it leads you to believe that maybe there's something going on where he's going to be on the out soon. Maybe he does lose the championship at Money in the Bank. I don't think so. If I'm making a 2-week from now prediction, I would say Priest retains and Seth Rollins just gets kicked out of the title picture until further notice. Who knows? But in any event, that's pretty much Raw. I guess if I had to pick a winner between Rollins and Priest, I will probably roll with Priest on this one. And then I'm taking Sami Zayn to beat Braun Breaker because of somebody else. I don't know if you could strap the Rocket to Breaker that way already. Not sure, but who knows? I've seen crazier things. So would I be happy about it? Sure, because I love Braun Breaker and I love his body of work. And of course, there's a bunch of Money in the Bank matches. Obviously, you got the Bloodline match coming up, so we could dive into that. Just stay tuned to social media for any maybe bonus coverage or bonus episodes or something. We don't know the schedule next week. We're probably going to take off, but again, we never know. Dynamite last night. Not going to get into all of it. MJF's promo in the beginning. Obviously, it's always must-see to see MJF on the mic. He gets into it with Garcia, who gets into it with Ospreay. We do know that it's Ospreay and Strickland this weekend at Forbidden Door for the championship, in which I'm going to give it to... I think Strickland wins again.
Yeah, I don't think they give it.
I don't think it's Ospreay's time yet. Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He can have the championship or not have the championship, and it really wouldn't matter. He's still going to give banger after banger. What do you think, Tommy? Yeah, me too.
Riveting stuff.
I know. Untouchable. Jay White, Ray Phoenix, okay. He gets in the Owen Hart tournament. I saw the Tony Storm stuff. That's interesting storyline. I do like that. Zack Sabre Jr. defeats Kyle O'Reilly. I did watch that match. I like that match. Another learning tree segment that I'm just, I can't get behind it. I think it's kind of lame. It's kind of a waste of TV time. Shay did see something online where Jeff Cobb might be inserted into that 6-man tag because Jericho thought he had a leg up, and then the guy that he challenged wants to challenge him, or the guy he wanted a team with wants to challenge him for the FTW championship. It's a little bit of a mess there. Look, the one thing I will say about AEW is no matter if you like them or you hate them, they always really do deliver high-quality pay-per-views. They really do. So every pay-per-view that they've had, I've never walked away from a pay-per-view at AEW and said, oh, that kind of stunk. They deliver good, high-quality matches. And when these guys are saying that they have the best wrestlers in the world down there, they're not fluffing the brand. I truly believe that they do have some of the best wrestlers in the world down there. It's just a matter of storytelling. Let's get a deeper story on some of these guys, and then we can get invested in their rivalries and all of that shit that comes with professional wrestling. So that's AEW in a nutshell. Caleb Braxton leaving WWE after SmackDown tomorrow, so that'll be her send-off. And, of course, we talked about the Royal Rumble getting at Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania all getting to go to Indy, which is really turning into a hotspot destination to be for all sporting events, whether it be the Super Bowl or World Cup match. I don't know, whatever. Indy is the place to be right now. So
there's one more breaking news thing
right now.
Well, not really breaking, but Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews got married.
Oh, shotgun wedding?
I don't know.
Were they engaged?
Yeah, they've been engaged for a while.
So there was a wedding?
Yeah, I think that's why I thought that her injury was not real, because Buddy Matthews just got written off of AEW and now they're married. Well, congratulations to Rhea and Buddy. Sucks for Dom, right? For all you marks out there who actually thought everything was actually real, congratulations to Rhea Ripley. Look, like we said in the beginning of the show, we do have tickets available, general admission only right now, which is, again, flying by the day. The number keeps going up. Tiki Bar is very happy. We're very happy. Pre-sale is very, very good right now. It's going to be a great time. We're 19 days away. When we talk to you next, will more than likely be, I guess, July 11th. Like 5 days.
Which would be 5 days away from the event, in which I know for a fact Payne's probably going to be scrambling for something, so he might not join us. We got to figure out if Tommy's okay. We'll figure it all out. But the next time you see us will be July 11th, which will be 5 days away. But right now we're still at 19. We're in the teens. It's getting close. It's going to be a huge event. Tickets are still on sale. warontheshore.eventbrite.com for all that. Follow us on Instagram. Follow everybody on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. That will pretty much wrap it up today. Thank you again to all the sponsors that keep us rolling. Again, without you guys and without your support, we can't do a show. So we can't do this out of hobby anymore. Like, it has to be a real thing. So that's why, when Tommy dips out of here, I can't say, cut the show, we're done. You got to fucking power through and finish strong. So for Dave Sturchio, hopefully Tommy's okay. For Officer Chris Payne and of course Shay Coop behind the glass, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Enjoy Forbidden Door. Enjoy Money in the Bank. Enjoy professional wrestling. At the end of the day, guys, I want to tell you, that's what professional wrestling is supposed to be. Enjoyable. So go enjoy it. All right? Get off your computers. Stop talking shit and just enjoy the product. We'll see you guys next time.